Explaining GTA Characters' Backstories, Franklin Clinton Edition. Franklin was born in South Los Santos, San Andreas in 1988. He never knew his father, and his mother became a drug addict when Franklin was very young. As a child, Franklin often heard stories about how his father was violent towards his mother, possibly causing her to turn to drugs to escape being harmed. Franklin's father left while his mother was still pregnant with him. His mother's addiction eventually led to her passing when Franklin was a little boy. Following his mother's passing, he moved in with his maternal grandparents. This is where Franklin met Tanya Wiggins and J.B. Bradshaw. Despite being constantly spoiled by his grandmother, Franklin had decided to take on the role of a street hustler. One of his first jobs was selling cigarettes with Bradshaw. The scheme was successful until Franklin's grandfather caught them in the act. In Tanya's words, his grandfather gave chase to both him and Bradshaw all around South Los Santos. After the passing of his grandparents, Franklin and his Aunt Denise moved into a house on Forum Drive left to them by Franklin's grandmother in her will. Franklin attended Davis High School along with Lamar Davis, Tanisha Jackson, and Tanya, but was expelled for harming a teacher for an unknown reason. Around this time, he began the life of a gangbanger and a dealer and started committing various petty crimes such as carjackings and small-time bank robberies with Lamar. During their first bank robbery, they stole $2,000 but could not keep the money because a dye pack exploded, making it worthless. Franklin also worked for a local dealer named Marcus, whom he later unsliced. Franklin's life of petty crime caught up with him in 2008, when he was arrested and sent to prison. After his release, he decided to give up his previous way of life and get some legitimate work. At some point, Franklin dated Tanisha, but they split up due to her brother's passing and her fearing that Franklin's lifestyle will bring her harm. A few months before the start of his story, in 2013, Franklin moved beyond the role of street dealer when he and Lamar began working for Armenian businessman Simeon Yatarian. Yatarian owns a car dealership which acts as a front for loan sharking and extortion, selling cars to people who can't afford them. And when they default on the exorbitant interest payments, Franklin and Lamar repossess the cars. While growing up, Franklin and Lamar were casual acquaintances with another boy that lived 2 blocks away, who would come to respect Franklin. He would later sign up with the military, as he considered that his only alternative to gang life. Franklin and Lamar also knew a homegirl named Pearlie, and later in her life of her daughter Imani.